All right. Good afternoon, everybody. All Out, AEW's annual pay-per-view of this time of the year is in the books, and we're asking ourselves, well, what just happened? We had ourselves a loaded card, and we fell once again into the thought process, well, not myself, of, oh, this card looks weak, and then after the show was over, oh, this was an awesome show. So we had an abundance of matches, and we'll just dive right into them. So we had 3 matches on the pre-show, with the first being the Over the Budget Battle Royal, which was a charity battle royal as well, with the winner getting to donate $50,000 of Tony Khan's money to a charity of their choice. And we had many people in this, including Adam Page, the Best Friends, Tony Nese, Dalton Castle, the Gates of Agony, Anthony Action Andretti, and Scorpio Skye, among others. And this was fun. We had a lot of comedy spots, but you get a lot of those in battle royals. And we started off with Tony Nese, and it came down to the final 6, which, if I remember correctly, was Hangman Page, Nick Wayne, I think Action Andretti, the Gates of Agony, and I forget who the last person was. Oh, I think Brian Cage. But Hangman won. This was pretty much a way to help reestablish the Cowboy, and now with a certain Chicagoan no longer in the company, expect Hangman Page to rise up the ranks once again. Next, we had a 6-woman tag match with Hikaru Shida teaming with Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale to take on Mercedes Martinez, Diamante, and Athena. And Athena was accompanied by Billie Starkz. So check out what their storyline is doing over there on Ring of Honor. This was cool. I really enjoy this. Athena really kind of has some issues with Mercedes Martinez and Diamante, because they at some point will be gunning for her championship, but she's got Billie Starkz to back her up. But Sky Blue got the win for her team, and a solid effort. So that's 2 nights in a 2 wins in 3 nights, where Sky Blue gets a solid W in front of her hometown crowd. And last but not least, we had the Trios Championships, as the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass were defending against Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Satnam. Saying this was comedy. The first thing that started was, you gotta remember what won. The Acclaimed had Did Us Robin with them, and Daddy Ass was like, yo, we have our own referee. Somebody you know very well, Karen. He brought out Aubrey Edwards, which was fine. You knew this was going to be a comedy spot. This really didn't do anything. This was fun. It was overbooked, but it was cool way to get the crowd going. Just recapping this all of 0 hour. It was a fun little way to start the show. I do enjoy that AEW puts matches on the pre-show, unlike another company. Prince Nana was hilarious. Serpentico getting eliminated was hilarious. The way that the boys eliminated Kuho and Ange, funny. Dan Garcia dancing his way up the ramp, hilarious. Nigel McGuinness is great on commentary. Willow hit a great pounce, and Sanjay Dutt doing the Bulls entrance was awesome. Next up, the main card, we have the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, as Better Than You Baby, Adam Cole, MJF defending against the Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds. And there was a cool story here, 2 parts to it. 1, Alex Reynolds helped train MJF, and 2, we're dealing with MJF's neck injury and his stinger. So it got to a point where MJF was taking out, and Adam Cole had to fight the Dark Order all by himself. This was cool, and you know me when I think that established teams should always beat unestablished teams, but we've been building up the story with Adam Cole, with MJF, so they can be believable to win. MJF did his funny handshake fake poke into the eye, which was good, and winning with the kangaroo kick is just hilarious. So we're building more and more and more. Next up, we had Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor. with Joe defending the Ring of Honor Television Championship, and as they were helping MJF to the back, Samoa Joe came out interrupting everything and just shoved MJF, kind of paying homage to their first interaction back at NXT, which this pissed MJF off, and he attacked Joe before the match, and Joe put him in a guillotine, which is beating him down. And looks like we got our next challenger for MJF's championship. But for the match itself between Joe and Shane Taylor, it was really good. It was solid. These two dudes pride themselves on being versatile powerhouses, and we got more than just punches. We got more than just slams. We got more than just suplexes and backdrops. These two put on a really, really good fight, but they would be upstaged later by more big, meaty men slapping mammy. But this was good. Really a good showcase for Shane Taylor, and his punching is undeniable. Next up, the TNT Championship, Luchasaurus defending against Darby Allin. And although Darby Allin put up a really, really good fight, he was just too injured and too broken down. And it wasn't enough, as Luchasaurus pretty much dominated him. You know, Darby got in some good moments, and we're still playing into the fact that Christian is the TNT champion when it's really Luchasaurus. But Luchasaurus did what he was supposed to do, and Luchasaurus just killed him. He just killed him, and we'll see what's next. Will they do Nick Wayne versus AR Fox? I'm not sure, but I want to see what's next for Darby. Here we have true big meaty men slapping man meat. This match shows you how much a crowd can really elevate a match, because the chanting of meat and beef and everything, these dudes beat the holy hell out of each other. And I'm sorry, this was so good. This was close, very, very close to being the match of the night. These two dudes didn't outpace themselves. They didn't get tired. They threw hammers, and it was such a fun fight from start to finish. Big, meaty men slapping man meat, beef. Bring it on. But they were hitting each other. You could see the sweat flying off of each other, and Miro won, making Hobbs tap out to the game over. And Hobbs offered a handshake. Miro was reluctant to shake it, but he did. And then Hobbs attacked him, because of course he was going to do that, and Miro felt it too. So as Hobbs is beating up on Miro, CJ Perry, formerly known as Lana, Miro's wife, came out and helped her husband, and then Miro got the upper hand and was able to take out Hobbs. But then he looked at his hot and flexible wife, and it says that in her trailer, her Titantron, and he looked at her and left and screamed, "I had forsaken you," and she was confused. So I'm curious what they're going to do with this, because he did say he had forsaken his God and his hot, flexible wife. Next up, the TBS Championship on the line is Kris Statlander defending against Ruby Soho, and this is dope. This was dope. Both women had really, really good entrances, and the story of this match was Statlander had never beaten Ruby. Just never beaten Ruby. And then the other part of the story was, apparently in Ruby's career, she has never won a championship. And if I go to her page, now I know she's won championships, but when it comes to like major championships in other companies, none. So I get what she is referring to. But here, man, these women did everything that they needed to do. And the crux of this match, where this match changed, was when Toni Storm got involved, and she was under the ring, and she hit the spray paint in Ruby's face, and Saraya was shocked, and Kris hit the Sunday Night Fever. I like how whatever show she's on, the name of her finisher changes. So it was either Sunday Night Fever or Saturday Night Fever or Wednesday Night Delight. But yeah, this was the only women's match on the main card, but these ladies would not make you forget that they were here. This was good. This was really, really good. And I'm glad Kris got a solid win, and it seems like Ruby still can't win the big one. Next up, we had another fantastic match as Bryan Danielson took on Ricky Starkz in a strap match. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat joined everybody on commentary. Danielson used his final countdown music, which I think he's going to start using for bigger shows. Everything worked here. They slapped the hell out of each other. Listen, when you're in the ring with Bryan Danielson, you have to up your A game. You just have to up your A game. It's that simple. It really is. It's really that simple. And Ricky attacked Bryan Danielson before the match, which was smart, and the bell never rang. But once that buckle was strapped to each man's wrist, they both got opened up hard, and Ricky came through. You figure this was supposed to be CM Punk here in this spot, but Ricky came through, and both men left bleeding really, really hard. Big Bill tried to get involved, but Ricky the Steamboat stopped him there, and an American Dragon choked out Ricky Starkz with the strap. So even though Ricky lost, he does not suffer in defeat. This was dope. Next up, we had Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata taking on the Blackpool Combat Club teammates of Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. Man, oh man. Wrestling. My favorite part of this match was Shibata just shrugging off Castagnoli's uppercuts, because of course Shibata would shrug off these major uppercuts because Shibata is a beast. Shibata also gave Yuta a really strong shot, and Nigel was like, that makes me never want to wrestle ever again in my life. This was awesome. This also was close to being the match of the night, and I would love to see more from these four men. We had a nice clash of styles between Eddie's brawling, Shibata's strong style, Claudio's strength, Yuta's technique and technical skills that can go against Shibata. This was great. I expect more from this match to come about. I expect the Ring of Honor World Championship to happen between Eddie and Claudio. I expect the Pure Championship match to happen between Wheeler and Shibata. And for a good long while in this match, Claudio kept ducking Eddie Kingston. But when we got Claudio and Shibata, man, oh man. And when we finally got Eddie and Claudio, the hatred that these two men have for each other elevated everything more. This match had comedy. This match had intrigue. It was hard hitting. And the BCC won after Claudio hit a huge uppercut on Eddie Kingston. And those uppercuts never win matches. They just put you down enough for Claudio to hit something else. So we're not done. We're not done in the least. Next up, Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita. And Takeshita is now a made man because he won. This might be a match of the night. There were so many great matches that I don't know what to pick. Like, everything about this match was good, because with Kenny being the best bout machine, Takeshita showing that, yeah, I'm that dude. These guys were just absolutely awesome. There was a reverse hurricanrana that looked beautiful, and everything hurt. I left feeling hurt. Kenny never got to hit the one wing angel. He hit a couple of V triggers, but Takeshita was ready was just ready for it, and the training that Don Callis gave him, the teaching that Don Callis gave him, worked. And Takeshita won with a super hard knee strike. This was really, really good. Y'all, next up we had Bullet Club Gold and FTR taking on, Bullet Club Gold taking on the Young Bucks and FTR. A tremendous 8-man tag match. And don't be shocked, but the Bullet Club Gold won. They're winning right now. Of course, the crowd was booing the Young Bucks heavily because, of course, they were. Juice Robinson is great. The Guns are picking up wins, and there were some fun spots here. FTR helping with the Young Bucks doing the moves, doing the super kicks, doing the BTE trigger. This was fun, but Bullet Club Gold are smart. They are very, very smart. The crowd tried their best to ruin this match, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it because great wrestling will overshadow everything. And the Bullet Club Gold won because they're smart. I believe it was Austin that got the win, and Jay White looked like $1 million here, and he's ready to get that push to the moon. Next up, our main event of the evening. Orange Cassidy defending the International Championship versus Jon Moxley. Beautiful. 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 OC tried some of his normal stuff, and Mox wasn't having it. And Mox was really, really laying on the strikes. And guess who bled during this match? Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy bled so hard. And my favorite moment of this match is probably when Orange Cassidy is doing his, his lazy kicks, but they started getting harder and harder and quicker, and there was more force in them, and you knew that he wanted this. And it was like, no matter what Moxley did, he could not put Cassidy down. Everything done here was to help elevate Orange Cassidy. I think it was a foregone conclusion that Moxley was going to win. And Moxley did win with a Death Rider. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. The championship isn't hurt, because Moxley is that kind of dude who will show up at an indie show with the belt. He already shows up at indie shows, and he shows up because he loves wrestling. He is the MVP of AEW. Don't let anyone tell you differently. And the run that Orange Cassidy was on, amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Nothing could have been better. So him losing, him fighting hard was great. Orange Cassidy put AEW on his back just like Moxley did, and we're better off for it. This was such a fun match. This was just, it was something special. Cassidy has solidified himself as that dude, and I'm so happy. This was awesome. I'm more shocked that Moxley didn't bleed. But as for the show overall, this was awesome. This was awesome. After everything that happened with CM Punk, after everything that went down over the weekend, we needed a show like this. We got star-making performances. We got comedy. We got wrestling. We got to watch a show. We got to watch wrestling at its finest. And this was good. This was good, and I am so happy for it. So overall, I'm gonna give the show a B+, knocking on an A-. Our match of the night, this is tough. I think I'm going to go with Kenny Omega versus Takeshita. But there are others that could be in there as well. Orange Cassidy, John Moxley, the 8-man tag, Miro, Hobbs. This was great. Go check it out. Come back this Saturday for the High Risk Wrestling podcast as we look at Impact's Victory Road pay-per-view as they are celebrating 1,000 episodes of Impact. That's our show. That is what just happened of All Out 2021.